Hi guys, this is Kumar here from codingscientist.com. Alright, let's move on to the next lesson. So this particular session is going to be photoresistor, and it's also called LDR. A photoresistor, also known as a light dependent resistor, basically, is a component that basically detects the light intensity, whether it's bright or medium or low, or depending upon the intensity of the light. So the resistance inside the LDR basically decreases as the light intensity increases, right? Which is basically making it very useful in devices like automatic night lamps or ambient light controller, or even for the security systems and stuff like that. So this project, basically I'm going to demonstrate how to use a photoresistor using Raspberry Pi and a sensor hat or a fusion hat to adjust an LED's brightness based on ambient lights level, your surrounding light, like you can see around me, right? So the working principle is similar to a potentiometer, except the fact that in potentiometer you got to adjust it physically, holding the knob, whereas in LDR the input is the light instead of manual adjustment. So that's how it's going to be. Now let's look at how the LDR works. So this is the symbol at the bottom of the drawing. You can see a resistor kind of symbol with two arrows. So that is the electronic symbol for LDR, and the top picture is actually that's how physically it looks like. I'm going to show it to you now in the next screen. So basically a photoresistor, or it's also called a photo cell or a LDR, it's got three different names and people call it based on their convenience. It's basically a light controlled variable resistor. The resistance of the photoresistor basically decreases with increasing incident light intensity. In other words, it also exhibits a photoconductivity, right? So it's a pretty tricky component. You got to use it carefully with the correct set of lightings. So this particular photoresistor can be applied in light sensitive detector circuits, and also the light activated and dark activated switching circuits, acting as a resistance semiconductor. In the dark, this photoresistor can have a resistance as high as several mega ohms. At the same time, in a bright light, this photoresistor can have a resistance as low as few hundred ohms. So you can see the variance, right? It typically works like a variable resistor, or you can go by adjusting the knob, but this LDR sensor works without a knob, as simple as that. So let's move on to the circuit drawings. So it's pretty easy to hook it up, guys. If you look at the circuit drawing, you know basically the photoresistor is connected to the fusion hat which I'm using currently. You can use any of the other sensor hats as well, but of course you need to tweak the codes according to the hat which you are using. Maybe there might be associated libraries for that particular hat which you are going to use, and you can google it up. It's available free of cost. So the LED is connected to a GPIO pin for PWM control, and all the connections are secure, and the power and the ground connections are properly set. So this is how the circuit looks like with 220 ohm resistor and a LED and a photoresistor or a LDR, and then a 10 kilo ohm resistor. It's a pretty simple circuit. Now let me show you my circuit the way I put it. It's almost same like the circuit drawing. There's a LED, there are two resistors, 220 ohm and a 10k ohm, and this is the LDR. As you can see, let me just pull up this wire. You can see it here. This is how it looks with two pins. I hope it's clear for my audience. Right, and it's connected to the GPIO pin and the positive negative terminal. Now let's take a look at the code, guys. It's a pretty simple script, so I'm going to show you the code. Alright, so as usual we are going to import the library from fusion_hat.adc analog to digital converter, and we are going to import from that particular library. So if you look at the code, this Python script basically reads the photoresistor's value, maps it to a suitable range for setting the LED brightness, and adjusts the LED's brightness accordingly. So this particular code, the Python script, also includes an exit mechanism to turn off the LED when interrupted by user. That is basically control plus C. Okay, the fusion hat continuously reads the photoresistor values from its input channel ranging from 0 to 4095, and the analog value representing light intensity or another variable input is printed to the console, which is basically resulting in a value. So when I say console, if you are using an IDE, it will be on the bottom of the screen, bottom of the IDE. That's the console where you can you can see the output. If you are using the Linux terminal, which is what I use in Raspberry Pi, on the terminal itself you can see. So the Python script basically maps the analog value to a PWM signal to adjust the brightness of the LED. So if you look at the code, I can walk you through line by line, but there is an explanation against each line of the code. So basically we are importing the library, and then the script basically imports the necessary modules for reading the analog values and controlling the LED brightness. And then the next part is the initialization part, which is basically LED is equal to PWM P0, right? So the LED connected to GPIO pin P0 is initialized, and then the analog 0 AO is set up to read the analog values from the photoresistor. And then the next section of the code, that is defining the map, that is the mapping function, right, where the map function basically converts the ADC 0 to 4095 to a range suitable for PWM control 0 to 0 to 100, and then moves to the main loop of this particular code, where it continuously reads the light intensity values from the photoresistor or LDR, and then it adjusts the LED brightness proportionally to the detected light intensity, which includes a short delay to reduce the CPU usage in the Raspberry Pi. It depends whether you are using Raspberry Pi 3 or 4 or 5. It depends upon the RAM you choose. It could be 8 GB RAM or a 16 GB RAM. Depending upon that, the CPU usage allows a visible change in the LED brightness. I would suggest use Raspberry Pi because that's what I'm using. I also tried in Raspberry Pi 4. It works perfectly, but there is a lag and a delay of most of the projects what we are building in this session. And then finally you can exit the program by pressing Ctrl C. So now let's move on. Let me just run my code. I'm moving to my Raspberry Pi screen, and this is how it is. Just give me a second. Let me open the terminal. Alright, let me open up. Why am I not able to open it up? Okay, there you go. Alright, I am able to open my terminal. I'll just drag it towards the left so that you guys can see what I'm typing. Okay, now let me run the command line and see what's happening. So let's say cd squiggly /AI hyphen, just give me a second guys, 1 second. Someone was trying to ring the bell. I don't know who's that. Anyways, cd squiggly /AI lab kit /python /. So I open the directory, I got into the directory, and now I need to open the program, the code, using the superadmin sudo python3 space lesson number 2.9 is what the naming is, _14 photoresistor photoresistor.py. All right, there you go. Now you can see the red light is on because I am sitting in a pretty dark environment with lights focusing just behind me, not on top of the LDR. So you can see the result on the command on the terminal. You can see it's changing between 1031 961, and if I make it fully dark, if I keep my finger on top of the LDR, the value increases 2435 2437. Now let me remove it. Let me move towards the light. There you go, it's increased. So if I show a kind of focused light on top of this kind of torch kind of thing, the value basically keeps decreasing, right? So this is how the function works. All right, it's a pretty simple program, guys. So just imagine for a second, once we start deploying AI into this particular project, what are the possibilities? Come out with some kind of innovative projects which is there in your mind, and leave a comment. Reach out to me on my WhatsApp. We will build it together. I have a lot of ideas, by using an LDR circuit, a simple circuit with OpenCV, connecting to a pan tilt mechanism, a servo motors with a camera, with a Raspberry Pi camera on that. You can imagine the possibilities, guys. There are a lot of things we can do. I'm going to show you one by one. So once we finish covering the entire sensor parts, that's the physical components which you are currently working on. Once you get a hang of hooking up the circuits like resistors, transistors, LEDs, and multiple sensors into the Raspberry Pi using Fusion Hat or any other sensor hat, once you get a hang of it, then we will move on to the AI aspect, how we can deploy artificial intelligence into the electronics and make it work hand in hand. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Goodbye.